All right, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into a brutally honest, completely transparent review of Augusta Precious Metals. If you've been doing any research at all into precious metals retirement accounts, you have definitely seen their name pop up. But, behind all the flashy marketing, what's the actual reality of working with them? Well, we've audited the data, the fine print, and even the rumors to give you the objective truth.
So here's our exact roadmap for today. We're going to cover rumors, ratings and realities, everything you actually get, fees, pricing and minimums, pros, cons and alternatives, and finally, the verdict. Let's jump right in.
Section 1, Rumors, Ratings, and Realities. It's time to separate the clickbait from the actual facts.
Now, if you've been doing your homework, you might have stumbled across search results hinting at some massive consumer lawsuit against them. It's definitely a headline that makes you stop and click, right? Well, here's the reality of those search results. They're basically just clickbait. They're usually spun up by affiliate marketers and comparison sites just to drive traffic. We actually dug into public records and consumer protection agencies, and there is absolutely no verified customer class action or government enforcement action on the public record against them. It's just a classic case of internet noise over substance.
And honestly, the real story is the number 0. That is the actual number of complaints filed with the Better Business Bureau and the Business Consumer Alliance in their entire history going back to 2012. That completely debunks the clickbait, doesn't it? And we aren't just talking about 0 complaints this year. We mean 0 complaints ever. In an industry that's frankly kind of notorious for aggressive sales tactics and customer disputes, maintaining an A+ BBB rating and a AAA BCA rating with a spotless complaint record for over a decade, that's genuinely exceptional.
Moving right along to Section 2. Everything you actually get. Let's break down their premium value stack.
So when you work with them, you're not just making a transaction. They offer a premium stack of services that functions way more like a long-term educational partnership. A really cool standout feature is the one-on-one web conference, which is actually designed by their on-staff Harvard-trained economist. On top of that, their team literally holds your hand through the boring logistics. They complete about 95% of the heavy paperwork for you. Talk about saving time and stress, right? Add in a dedicated customer success agent and a buyback guarantee, and you're getting some serious lifetime support.
And this really aligns with their leadership's philosophy. CEO Isaac Noorani constantly emphasizes an education-first, absolutely no-pressure environment. Their whole goal isn't just to push a quick sale. It's to make sure you truly understand the mechanics of the asset class so you can protect your retirement savings the right way. They even go out of their way to provide resources specifically warning consumers about common gold IRA dealer lies and gimmicks.
But here's the crucial takeaway you need to keep in mind. When you work with Augusta, or honestly any gold IRA company, you are opening a self-directed IRA. Now, as we know, this structure expands what you can hold in your retirement account, but it fundamentally shifts the responsibility onto you. You can't just stash IRA gold in your home safe. The IRS requires it to be held by an approved custodian and stored in a secure depository. Because it's self-directed, the ultimate responsibility for evaluating those fees, checking the markups on the metals, and verifying the credibility of the custodian falls squarely on your shoulders.
Which brings us perfectly to Section 3, Fees, Pricing, and Minimums. Let's practice some radical transparency here.
All right, let's break down the hard numbers. If you use their preferred custodian and storage facilities, you're looking at a $50 one-time setup fee, an $80 annual admin fee, and then your storage costs. That's going to be $150 a year for segregated storage, or $100 a year if you go non-segregated. Now, the massive benefit here? These are flat fees. They are not going to penalize you with higher fees just because your account balance grows. Plus, they often run promotions where they'll actually reimburse up to 10 years of these fees in premium silver coins for qualifying accounts. Pretty solid deal.
But here is the catch. Augusta requires a flat $50,000 minimum investment just to open a gold IRA. Obviously, that's a pretty significant barrier to entry. It basically means their premium, white-glove service is strictly positioned for higher net worth retirement savers. So, if you're working with a smaller balance to roll over, this company simply isn't going to be an option for you.
Now, if you do fall into that higher bracket, meaning you are an American with more than $100K in your IRA, 401K, or investable assets, listen up. You absolutely must check the description for our #1 recommended gold IRA company. We've done all the heavy lifting to find the absolute best option for folks with substantial portfolios looking to diversify. So seriously, go click that link in the description right after this explainer.
All right. Section 4, Pros, Cons, and Alternatives. Time for an objective comparison. Let's weigh the good against the bad.
On the pro side, that education-first approach and the zero complaint record are truly industry-leading. Plus, potentially getting up to 10 years of fees waived, that's a huge financial win. However, on the con side, that $50,000 minimum is highly restrictive. Also, and this is super important, you really have to watch out for the wide spreads on premium coins compared to standard bullion. And finally, Augusta doesn't actually display live online pricing for their metals. You have to get your pricing over the phone directly with your assigned agent.
Because the landscape is always shifting and every investor's needs are totally different, it's always smart to explore your alternatives. If you want to see exactly how Augusta stacks up against other top-tier options, definitely check the description for our constantly updated blog post about the best gold IRAs. It is an incredibly valuable resource to help you compare minimums, fees, and customer ratings side by side.
Finally, Section 5, the process and the verdict. Let's look at how to actually get started.
If you decide to move forward, the rollover process is remarkably streamlined. Their team basically handles the heavy lifting through 3 exact steps. First, you open a new self-directed IRA with an approved custodian. Second, you fund it by seamlessly transferring or rolling over dollars from your existing 401k or IRA. This part usually takes about 1 to 2 weeks, and if done correctly, it triggers exactly 0 tax penalties. Third, once the account is funded, you work with Augusta's order desk to select your metals, which are then shipped directly to your chosen secure depository.
But wait, before you sign or fund anything, you absolutely must run through this strict due diligence checklist with your agent. Consider this your insider secret to protecting yourself. Do not skip this. Always verify your custodian and storage fees in writing. Confirm exactly whether your storage is segregated or non-segregated. Demand to see written pricing and the exact spread or markup on your specific coins compared to standard bullion for that specific day. And finally, make sure you understand exactly how their buyback pricing is calculated. Always protect yourself first.
So, we're going to leave you with this final provocative thought. Augusta Precious Metals clearly isn't for everyone. That $50,000 minimum is steep, and navigating those coin markups definitely requires your active attention. But you have to decide, is paying potential premiums a fair trade-off for a transparent, education-heavy, white-glove service with a flawless complaint record for the entire lifetime of your retirement account? It's undeniably a high-end service for a high-stakes investment. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and remember to check the description for all those resources to help protect your financial future. Catch you next time.